welcome back to another video. So today we have something super special for you. We are going to be interviewing Dr. Doug Lisle, who is the co-author of the book The Pleasure Trap. He also works as a psychologist at True North Health Center in Santa Rosa, California. And today we're just going to be talking to him, asking him questions that you guys have asked us on my Instagram, and just covering some of the most popular questions that we get about weight loss, and also talking a lot about the psychological aspects of losing weight on a plant-based lifestyle. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to be breaking it up into sections of each question, and then at the very end, once I post all those videos, we'll be posting the full-length video on my channel as well.
So the last question that I had for you was just, it's a term that's been phrased in the vegan community that's called metabolic damage. And I don't know if you're familiar with it. But basically,
I've not heard. I mean, I think I've heard it a few times, and I have no idea what anybody's talking about. But go ahead, tell me.
So let me explain how it happens. So say somebody is at a normal weight, or they're slightly overweight, and based on their past history of restricting calories or doing crash diets, like Atkins or paleo or whatever, and they start eating a whole food, or just, let's just say like a plant-based diet in general that's very high carb, maybe very high in caloric density, and they start gaining weight. And the reason why they're gaining weight is because of metabolic damage, because they've damaged their metabolism in the past. And
Ludicrous.
And people gain like 20, 30 pounds because of this phenomenon.
I think that what we're seeing is that they're eating more calories than they were eating before. The calories have been processed, so there's less energy to digest them. Something is happening here that is quite unmysterious. I can tell you that after watching thousands of people go through the McDougall program over the last 16 years, never seen it. What I see is that I see people, if you take the 40 people in the McDougall program, every time, if we measure them at the beginning and we measure them at the end, we see an average weight loss of 2 to 3 pounds over the course of a week. And this is exactly what people continue to see as they continue on with that diet. So whatever this mysterious metabolic damage syndrome is, notice that somehow it doesn't happen with the first mechanism. So we don't see somehow some damage taking place in the hypothalamus where people are somehow drinking a tremendous amount more than they're supposed to. We don't see that people are hyper-sleeping. See what I'm saying? We don't see, so it is miraculous that somehow people think that they're doing damage to a brilliant and redundant system that has all kinds of checks and balances on it that is designed to make sure that animals neither systematically undereat or systematically overeat. It's useful for people to understand how important it would be for an animal to do neither. Obviously, if it systematically undereats, it's in serious trouble, and it's not going to be able to compete for either mates or keep alive relative to predators. It needs to be strong and fit in order to deal with the challenges of its existence. So we would never expect that we would see animals that would systematically undereat in nature, given enough food around in the environment. We do not. That is not something that you'll ever see in the animal kingdom. Secondly, you will also not see the reverse. You will not see animals, no matter how many feasts and famines they have gone through in their history, you will not see them systematically overeat. And the reason why they will not systematically overeat is this would be a tragic way of compromising the system to make it so that predators could run them down. You would put extra pressure on joints, and most importantly, you would be exposing yourself to predators of competition and getting more calories than you actually needed to get. So that we would have no expectation that nature would be so foolish as to not be able to engineer these systems with acute precision. And believe me, they do. Nature has engineered these things to acute precision. And a human being crash dieting a few times, overeating, going on Atkins, is not going to damage this system. There is no way. Okay, so I know that there was some paper published about the big loser people and how they showed some interesting thing about their efficiency. The interpretations were horrendously stupid of the people that were writing about this. And not only that, the data, if we observed the 8 people they talked about, was very interesting looking. It was all going different directions depending on what individual we were talking about. So they had one exciting individual that had somehow his metabolism had changed substantially, but there was no evidence to suggest that he wasn't doing just fine. The fact that the guy regained weight, some of his weight, simply meant that he had changed his diet back. Okay, and they had no controls over this. So, no, I don't think that there's any reason on anybody's part to think that they've got damaged equipment. Now, I don't think that they should be worried about it. Just do what we tell you to do, and you should have good results.